Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Houston, welcome to another episode of the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Thanks for joining us on a not Monday night. It's funny when there's holidays, throw everything a little off. So we're here on a short work week for a lot of us. But I am not alone to talk about the Houston Dynamo and Houston Dynamo Club. I am joined by Manny Olivares. Brother, welcome to the show, Manny.
Yeah, welcome everyone. No, it's. I think it's weird. It's Tuesday. You know, it feels like if you say it's not a Monday, it feels like a Monday. Like you just come back to work and it's like, oh.
It feels so like a Monday. It's incredible how much of a Monday it feels like, and I'll touch on it and I'll get somebody else in here first. Madeline, Madeline, is joining us here as well. And we're waiting for Cristian Potalias, but, Maddie, how you doing?
I'm good. I moved in, ready. Well, I guess I had my first week of college, so I'm good.
First week at you go to U of H.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the vibe of staying at home. So you are in campus. You don't have to commute, huh?
Yeah, I'm staying here, but I went home this weekend. I was working and my mom wanted me home, so.
Nice. Yeah. I was gonna say it just feels weird because obviously we always record on Monday nights and this is a Tuesday. I went. It seems like I'm always out of town. I don't know why, or do I do? It's not that I do this to myself at all. I'm gonna say my better half tends to always kind of want to go somewhere, but no, we went down to the valley to visit family and people. Also up Jay Hurtado, by the way, in here already from all the way from LA listening to Bayou City Soccer and the Full House. But no, I'm just laughing because obviously there's some people in the valley that work in Mexico that we know, and they're like, "Oh man, I have to work tomorrow," and I'm like, "What? You work on a Sunday?" And it wasn't a Sunday they were referring to; it was a Monday they were referring to. And so lucky enough, I was off myself. So, all right, guys. We're waiting for Cristian Potalias, but we'll get the punches rolling here. If anything else comes your way, thinking about. Oh, actually, Manny, you had a great weekend, didn't you?
Oh yeah, man. I was I went to the weekend concert this past weekend, Saturday. So I saw the game literally as I got home. So I didn't sleep till like maybe 3 a.m.
And there was a game not to miss for sure for the Houston Dynamo. Obviously, it's interesting. This is going to be really, really tight. We named this episode Ponce Playoffs and the Push Ahead because it looked like Ponce finally looked like his best. I mean, he was kind of active on the first two goals, and it seemed like it was going to be a great big win for the Houston Dynamo, but they make everybody suffer like they tend to do. So before we get fully started, I want to go ahead and let everybody know how they can connect. If you are not following this show or us on social medias, make sure to check out Bayou City Soccer on every single platform. Basically anything major out there, we're there. You can find us again at Bayou City Soccer pretty easy. But if we want you to drive directly into our website to check out every single article that we have out there for you guys to listen to, including when podcasts or videos drop for interviews, they go directly on there as well. So that'd be BayouCitySoccer.net. We had a very good live episode from We Got Soccer, so from our friends at We Got Soccer at West Chase location last week. Was it last week? It feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah, it was last week, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Last Monday.
That.
So we are hoping to get at least 2 more by the time the season's over. Hopefully you guys can meet us out there, and of course we'll let you know with some time, at least a week ahead of time, so that way people can go out there. Maybe we can get a player so you guys can go get pictures and autographs and whatever else. Don't get it on yourself. You know, do you guys find it weird when people get like the tattoo? You know, they're like, "Can you sign my arm?" And then people tattoo it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that too much? Is that too much, or
Yeah,
is like
very,
is this
very.
past this? Right?
like
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy. Like I get it's like an idol, but like I saw someone who did that for a mascot, Toro. Someone
But
was
see, I think I would do it. I'll do a Toro. I'll do a mascot because those are like usually, they're never ending. If that makes sense, like they never.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw somebody get like a Diana Ordonez with her number like for the dash, and she's gone already. So
Yeah.
unless you're like a Brian Ching or Pat Onstad, like kind of like a club legend, then it makes
Brad
sense.
Davis. I like Brad
Or
Davis.
or if you get or like a Cristiano or Messi,
Yeah.
you're
Like a
that
7 or
big.
a 10. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that just kind of it's a lock. It makes sense, but I don't know. I know this is a weird way to start, but the fandom, right? It's an interesting one for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, apart from We Got Soccer, check out our friends at Ugly Guppy, who always gets us looking good for all our events covering the teams. Of course, they provide us with like polos and t-shirts and hats. And I mean, they do a really good job. So we definitely recommend anytime that you need any kind of swag to show your brand. And lastly, Elotes Bravos, who it's I mean, I think they're like the best seller at Shell Energy Stadium. They have to be. They're always packed, man. It's just
And
they're big.
they get.
Mhm.
I'll say they
Well,
like a rain delay. So when it's rain delay, they like it
oh,
because
I
that's what they
know.
sell the most.
I know. Yeah, I find myself there quite often when there is a rain delay, or even if it's just a little lightning and thunder, man. But yeah, go check them out. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere. I think I saw that they're actually at Kyle Field this weekend. So it's pretty incredible, and they are very supportive of just local and the teams. I know they're part of, I believe, the supporters groups. At least some of the representatives are. So, they're great local vendor, and of course, you have them at Shell Energy Stadium for when you go see the Dynamo as well. But yeah, trying to burn a little bit of time. See if we get Christian Podelias in here. I'm sure he's listening. He does have Madeline. I don't know if you know, but he has like 7 kids, 8 kids, 10 kids. I
Really?
don't know. Every single time I see him, it's a new kid. Like seriously. But so he's always probably wrangling, trying to get everybody to go to sleep. That's usually what we record this side of night, being a little later. But let's go ahead. I do have some slides that I'll share with you guys, of course, Bayou City Soccer Podcast here. And we'll start with some Dynamo news that begin with the big win against St. Louis. I mean, you win 3-2. It was obviously at the end, you're biting nails, but sweeps the series against the St. Louis team. Fought out for I guess the last 15 minutes, you would say, for the most
Yeah.
part. The game was for sure Houston Dynamos, but I'll go ahead and play the if it lets me, I'll play the highlights and you guys feel free to talk over them. All right. Let's see. Yep. If I can play them. Here you go.
And these are great highlights, bro.
I'm trying.
I mean, the captain's all we
But-
need.
Man, I
There
was
we
like,
go. You guys aren't going to be able to hear it, which is fine. But we'll start with the starting 11. I think it was a really, really good starting 11. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, one of the best ones I think Ben has put out this season.
it's
Yeah.
and Eric
By far.
coming back to the lineup, so it was a good to see.
Eric being back of the lineup was massive. You can easily see just a more solidified backfield. And here in the 20th minute, here goes the first goal.
And I like this first goal. I liked the set piece from Jack. I feel like he has been a little off on his set pieces, but they were good this game, and obviously the goal showed that.
Yeah, McGlynn, he struggled in the beginning of the season. He would hit some way over, but once he got comfortable, he's been showing the McGlynn that we know. And yeah, I mean, McGlynn to Ponce, that needs to be on repeat every single game.
Did we just say the Dynamo? They had some luck with Klaus not being able to shoot all game. Klaus had so many open chances that
Yep.
I mean, there may have been a little deflection there, but still.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Let me go ahead and pause this real fast if I can, and get Cristian Putalias in here. Cristian Putalias, welcome to the show, man.
Hola. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, man.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good.
Good.
Todo bien.
It's going. We're in the middle of just playing the highlights.
Awesome.
So feel free to talk over it. Obviously, you guys aren't going to be able to listen to the sound, or so feel free to just talk about it. But yeah, Madeline was mentioning about Klaus just being very unlucky.
He was. Very.
I think it was a good thing part. I think the confidence that
I should have
I think
go right here.
it should have
Yeah,
been goal.
that miss. Oh, I would have been so mad.
Yeah,
if I was St. Louis.
Yeah, serve on the platter.
That was very similar if you think about the Holmes.
Dwayne
goal.
Holmes. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
basically the same exact play. His foot, he was trying to put it on the right side of the keeper so the keeper wouldn't get to it, and he opened his foot way too much.
Here's yet another really good run, but Ponce. Obviously, I really thought he had nicked it before he hit the defender, but it didn't. But you know what? You count those any day. There's another.
Like you said, the run is good because it puts pressure on the defender to make a mistake. So even though he did not get a touch on it, just the fact that he ran the way he ran, behind and then in front, he made the defender kind of get flustered, and that's when he touched the ball. So yeah, props on that.
But it was, I think, good pressure from Dynamo because these last two goals were mistakes by the defense. Dynamo pressured them too much to make defensive mistakes. Giving the ball out.
I'm gonna pause it here real fast, but yeah, go ahead, Manny. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's the ball was given up in the near the corner, and also the mix-up of the miscommunication between the center backs that caused the own goal. It shows that the Dynamo took advantage of the pressure that we're giving to them.
Yeah, Jeff says, how we feeling about Antonio Carlos? Honestly, Antonio Carlos and playing Sviatchenko next to each other, it's like a massive upgrade from what we've seen. And Sviatchenko comes out, I believe, in the 75th, 76th minute for Femi Awandosu, and everybody on our group chat was like, oh, here comes the Femi show. And nothing in particular was necessarily his fault, but I do feel that he just disappears. And it feels like the Dynamo are playing with two men down. I know that sounds really harsh, but it really feels that way at times. I think that you just and you saw it on the substitution. Sviatchenko kept pointing as like, be smart, be smart. Literally, Sviatchenko ran 30 yards telling Femi to be smart, be smart, be smart. And again, nothing necessarily on him, but you just kind of saw the cookie start to crumble a little bit. But let me rewind it just a little bit. But yeah, obviously at this point in the 81st minute, he's in. This was going to be a clear goal right here. But I mean, to be fair, the first goal by St. Louis, it is going to come up right here. I mean, Lowe just hits that fantastic. Probably the goal of the year. At least a week. The match day.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
It was clean.
Really cool.
You'll see it again here, but I mean, I think it's one of the best goals I've seen this year in the MLS
Really?
before. Yeah, I mean,
MLS.
so.
MLS. Okay.
MLS. Look, check this out. Because look how he just gets it one touch.
Yeah.
I mean,
clean.
That's very clean. Like that's very difficult to do, and he just got that like perfectly.
I was about to say,
if
it was the year, I was about to say, De La Vega has something to talk about.
Oh yeah, no, that screamer was pretty crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, this is a very complicated hit, and I mean,
those are so beautiful.
They are
like those hits
when
that
you slice them.
You turn your body and like you slice the ball and then
angle.
just
look at that.
Oh my god, just the spin of the ball. Oh my, chills.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that gets the party started, and again, the last 7 minutes of the match, it was just kind of like a nail biter. You kind of saw them obviously pushing forward. I know, Madeline, you were probably sweating bullets.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, not again, not again.
Bro, I just finished watching it like 30 minutes ago, and I got scared. Even though I knew the result was 3-2, I was like, oh my God, like they're gonna tie. And it got close. It got very close.
It's like watching Jaws for the 37th time, man. It still gets
Yeah. Look at that.
This
Oh my
save was
God.
huge. That game-winning save.
I mean, you talk about clothes, right? You mentioned it earlier, just being a little unlucky. I mean, this guy tends to put everything in the back of the net. And yeah, Bond had himself some pretty good saves, and it just kept you just. You know what this game reminded me a lot of? It reminded you guys remember the Minneapolis games a few years back? I think last year, 2 years ago. That it was Dorsey and Steve Clark just saving everything, and you kind of like. I think that game ended in a draw actually, but just it was one of those that it was just oh man, you just felt that the goal was coming, right? I think we've seen it enough as people that follow the Dynamo and cover the Dynamo. We've seen it enough that the other team is going to come in and score, and the Dynamo, whether they end up getting drawn late minute or lose late minute, it's just a thing. Being a Houston Dynamo fan, and it didn't happen, and after the game, people were complaining about like, well, look who you beat, and it's like, dude, you won. Like, just give it a break.
Take the 3 points. It's not like take the 3 points.
Yeah, it's not that deep, man.
No,
it's not. Deep. Like, you just gotta smash and grab, and I mean, even if you look at the stats, it's not what the Dynamo tend to do, right? I think they only had. 41% possession in comparison to like every other game that they're over 50, usually over 55. Their expected goals, I mean, their XG was pretty good for only having 8 shots. We've seen go back to the stats in the last 10 games, and I don't think they've hit anything, less than like 12 shots to try to score minimum. And so basically, I mean, you see shots on target 3. I mean, that they put the 3 chances they had. It's easy like that, right? We've talked about this enough that the finishing aspect of the game just hasn't been there, Chris. But it was against St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the predictions that we do that the Dynamo are not going to have a lot of chances, but the chances that they do get, I predicted a 2-1 because I knew it was going to be a tight game. Obviously, the 3-0, I think it should have ended 3-0. Obviously, the St. Louis came back and pushed it and almost got the tie, but it should have been a 3-0, go home and done. But obviously, the way that the game played out, you kind of understand how St. Louis probably, came back. They had the possession most of the game. They played good. Obviously, their striker wasn't Fino, like his last touch wasn't there in a way, and that just happens, right? Sometimes strikers are streaky. Sometimes they score everything that they touch, and sometimes they don't. And you see it right there with Ponce, right? He scored one, and then there was one he didn't even touch, and he scored, right? Like, quote unquote. And that's just kind of how it goes when it comes to strikers. And they just got lucky that their best player or the player that can put those balls away wasn't, all there in a way that game. But I mean, props to them. Props that they were able to finish the game with a win. And I mean, yeah, you take it and you move on. Like Malin said, you have to. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people. I don't know when you guys want me to rant or not, but I feel like a lot of people just look at the Houston Dynamo, and obviously they haven't gotten the results that they wanted. There's so much to say, but I'm not gonna do it. But
I'm gonna mention this, and because again, I feel like the entire season has been a broken record, whether it be us, whether it be the coaching staff, the Dynamo, the players, on why things weren't happening. And it may sound very obvious to some people. It may be like, well, you already had like 7 months, you already have your players, but if the quality is not there, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really matter if you can't get the players to do the right thing, whether it be because of experience, because of the quality. But what I was going to mention is, since the season is close to ending, which is crazy to say, it feels like it flew by, but I was just looking at when we gave our predictions, and that'd be another, we'll talk about this at the end of the year, but I was just curious. And we did our prediction for the MLS and the Dynamo February 21st, right? Mikael was announced he was leaving February 22nd. So that just changed everything. And so that's kind of where, and I know that that's partial what you want to say, you know, a lot of that aspect of just the team getting better, you know, hearing Ben say, well, we're working on it. We're working on this. We just have to keep working. And I don't think people realize, you know, the building the chemistry, building the team, and just giving the guys reps, you know, the guys that need it, and so on. But feel free. We'll come back to, if you want to add a rant, any of y'all later, feel free. But there was two guys that got into the team of the match, being Ponce and Linger. I'll give you guys a quick shout out here. Keep an eye out. We should be getting an orange and blueprints. Sorry, Manny. I'll give you that in a little bit. We'll should be getting an orange talk with Andre Linger this week, so keep an eye out for that. And Marcelo Santos as well. So we'll be talking about Houston Dynamo 2 later this week. So just since he was named to that. But all right, this is the part that we kind of do a standout and letdown. Whoever has one already in mind, feel free. It doesn't matter if you want to start with your letdown, with your standout. All I'm just going to say, and I'm not going to give mine, but I'm just going to say I'm just happy Bassi doesn't get that much playing time. We'll leave it at that, right? We'll leave it at that. But, Manny, any thoughts on who is your favorite player of this match or your letdown?
I think my favorite player of the match, I think, is just Eric Sverchenko. I think it's just because the defensive structure was needed. I think Bartlow did an okay job. Femi was hit and miss, and then of course you have the mixture of Escobar, Andrade. You have so many people that was in that defense to cover his presence, and Mikael's presence. So of course Antonio Carlos came in, solidified it, but you missing your main piece. And just having him, it shows so much. I think the Dynamo felt more comfortable, felt more easy. I think having that presence, let the team to do what they need to do and not worry about coming back or being, what should we do now? And you felt that there's more ease. The game was the Dynamo played their game without worrying about defending. So I think that's for me. Even though he didn't make a goal or made a goal clearance save, is just his presence alone just helped the team massively.
Yeah, I like that one. Madeline?
Okay, I've been a Ponce hater all season long, so I gotta say Ponce for a standout, because this was one of the first games that I wasn't frustrated with him, and I was like, he did what he needed to do. He did what we pay him to do. Even though that one goal was an own goal, I'm counting it as Ponce goal. So I better say Ponce, because that's the first time, and maybe all season, that I've been like, he's doing what he needs to do. And I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but for me, I finally enjoyed his playing this game.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because even last game, right, he was frustrated. He scored that goal that was called offside not that long ago, and
when he celebrated with me.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I wanted you to say it, but it obviously that has to be frustrating, right? Because we see Ponce, we see him do a lot of the dirty work, and the times that he does get chances, he tends to put them away or at least get an opportunity at goal. And it hasn't been enough for him. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Chris, we'll move to you. I'll just put this by Jeff. He said the Dynamo have had issues playing a solid 90 minutes performance all season. Even the latest win, absolutely, man. Again, it's always that same old Dynamo at times, it feels like, right?
Yeah, to kind of touch on that, well, I think Bond, he's my standout. I mean, he basically secured the 3 points at the end, and he also had a few good saves here and there. But going to the point that Jeff was making, if you look at the Dynamo, I mean, they were playing with two guys that you knew they were going to come out in the 60th or 70th minute. Like, you're playing with half a team the whole season. The entire season, you're playing with players that have never played together. You're playing with a second, third, fourth goalkeeper. You're playing with guys that are injured. You're playing with guys that are coming back from injuries. You're playing with guys that are never played professionally before. You're playing with guys that are looking to take the spot of somebody that played in World Cups, somebody that was a captain of a national team, and he just came from, being a second string player in Philadelphia, or you had somebody like Brooklyn Reigns who is also learning on the job. So it was a broken team, broken in quotes, from the beginning. And as much crap as I gave the team, and I think I understand it, and I don't want to be apologetic of the Houston Dynamo this season, but for what they have been able to kind of hold on to, and to say that they're still in the conversation for the playoffs, for the amount of shit that they went through, it's understandable, and I can see it as a win in a way, right? Obviously, I was the first one to criticize them when they were 10 in a row without winning. So it's not like, I was always on their, high and mighty, the Houston Dynamo, the mighty Houston Dynamo. No, because at the end of the day, it was a professional team. You have to go out there and win. Just because you have these lows and bad signings and stuff like that doesn't give you the liberty to say, well, you know what? Look at all these bad signings. We suck. We're not going to win. No, you have to go out there and compete and, be a GM. You have to, have accountability. And I think we did have the accountability, maybe a little bit too late from Pat to come out and talk about it in our show, and the other show that he talked, in. Maybe a little bit too late. I would rather him talk a little bit earlier, but I feel like obviously he came in to talk about after this window is closing, or during the window where he was actually able to do work. He was not prepared. They didn't do good, but with the amount of stuff and players that they had, I think they did just enough to hold on and stay afloat. So
I find it funny because just that, like, this game against St. Louis was literally showed what the entire season has been, right? It's been they, in the sense of like, they hadn't had a good starting 11. They finally put one together, and obviously we know what Sviatchenko represents, what Antonio Carlos represents, is that experience, that leadership. And as you look at the bench, and I think what Ben Olsen is doing is right? You're adding obviously you're a little limited on the time that you can play Sviatchenko, for example. So you have to bring another defender. You look at the bench, Steris had just come back from injury.
Yeah.
Where the hell Barlow was, who knows? I mean, he didn't even travel with the team. He didn't even make anything. And that just kind of threw everything for a loop, too, because everybody expected for him to be the starter, not Sviatchenko.
Yeah. And he's been so on and off that you're like, ugh.
Correct. And so my point is, like, so you have a really good team. You're winning 3-0. You have to make a sub. You have to look at the bench. You have to put a Femi in there. And again, it just kind of shows the overall picture of what the season has been. The quality difference is just tremendous. And that's kind of what that represented. Again, you don't want to just throw everything on Femi. But from the beginning, it was just like the inexperience of some players caught up to the Dynamo really fast.
100%.
Yeah. So now the team moves into another difficult match against LA Galaxy. This one, it's a game that really wasn't supposed to be played right now. Obviously, it was rained out. But it's kind of nice for the Houston Dynamo as they kind of build this stretch. And Galaxy, it's obviously no joke. They're just coming from playing and winning the third spot. They did. I mean, what do you want? Yeah. You don't like Ramirez?
No, yeah. I just said it.
I had to.
I enjoyed him a lot.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot of playing time here. I liked him. I think he would have worked out. But this game right here, if it was a must win in St. Louis, it's a must win here, especially being at home. You don't have that many games. I don't know if you have seen the schedule, but they play home away, basically to the end of the season.
Yeah,
and I think that's good for the Dynamo because it was at one point it felt like it was going to be mostly away games, but moving this game back some kind of gives them the opportunity, especially after you get a big win on the road. So we know that Houston tends to get more points away from Shell Energy Stadium this season. So, I mean, the opportunity is there. Mathematically, they can still, make a run at this. It's going to be difficult. I mean, it is going to be difficult. But here is the form for LA Galaxy. They beat Colorado 3-0. They lost to Seattle 2-0. And again, talking about Leagues Cup, 2-1 for Orlando. That looks wrong. Oh, duh. Yeah, never mind. It is Leagues Cup again. But anyways, what do you guys I guess any ideas on this starting 11 or just the form of the Galaxy, Manny?
I think if we have played them during the rain at the original fixture, I think the Dynamo would have a good results. I think we're catching the LA Galaxy at the wrong time. They're having momentum. They're actually clicking now, and I think now winning the third place and qualifying for Concacaf. We were laughing at
that's crazy, right? Isn't it crazy?
The last team in the Supporter Shield secured a spot for the CONCACAF Champions Cup for next year. So that's crazy. But it's I think they're playing with pride now. They're playing with, okay, this season has been a bust, but we're going to finish strong. And that's showing right now. And so that's, if you're the Houston Dynamo, you got to be you're not confident going in this game. This is a game that they have much to play for. Then, even though the Dynamo are 3 points away from the playoffs, but I feel like the LA Galaxy is trying to prove a point now. And so that's kind of scary.
But doesn't Dynamo need to prove a point too? I feel like Dynamo has a point to prove, especially at home.
Yeah,
you hit the wrong button. You're fine.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think it's about reputation. LA Galaxy, used to be the marquee team, so they're in their mind. Okay, and Greg.
You are the marquee team.
Yeah, but what? Come on, man. You missed the Leagues Cup final. Come on, it's Miami. Oh, it's the Escupido de Suarez, man. Come on, man. That's all the tabloids.
Yeah, but that's true. I kind of feel that Galaxy did what they needed to do this season, in the sense of you're already out of everything. The competition that you had a shot at, you did it, right? You got third place. You're in the playoffs. I don't necessarily think they're gonna kind of sit back and relax and be like, dude, I mean, there's literally no chance for us to make the playoffs. But that when they play in Houston, it's always a tough match. And I don't know if they have any players leaving out for international duty, since it is a FIFA international break. Houston only has McGlynn that they have to worry about, which, I mean, I say like it's nothing, right? And Reigns, yeah, you're right, for the youth national team.
I don't think the LA Galaxy are mathematically out. So
not yet. Not yet. But I mean, if Dynamo have a slim chance,
MLS status.
If the Dynamo have a slim chance, I mean,
they're 15 points away.
I know, but they have more games.
They have 2 games more, right, than the Dynamo.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel, me personally, I completely, with all due respect, I disagree with Manny. I don't think LA is gonna bring anything. I think the only thing that I guess we could put is just that history between Houston and LA. But other than that, I don't think, if I'm LA, I'm just like, you know what, we're chilling the rest of the year. We are going to be competing in an international competition next year. Let's just build for next year. Obviously, you don't want to go out there and lose every point, but try to build strong, build a team, maybe build a starting 11. I don't know what the situation is over there at Galaxy, but if I'm whoever the coach is, that I forgot his name, that he just got an extension, that actually won the championship last year, I'm chilling, because I just have to prep for next year. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I have always harped on the Houston Dynamo taking this tournament serious, because this was the only chance to play an international competition for the Dynamo, to be realistic. We all knew that they're not going to, if they're going to make the playoffs, they're not going to go far if they make the playoffs. So why not, go all out with 3 games at home against, maybe some tough opponents like Tigres and Pachuca and then Mazatlan maybe. But, just go all out. And that's something that I didn't like about Ben Olsen when he, he dismissed the tournament as a whole. But look at it now, right? Galaxy 3rd place, they're chilling. Like, literally a complete shit season turned into, we're good, because we're going to be playing Coca Champions next year.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think the only difference is that I mean Galaxy obviously started out really really bad, and it was just a
Yeah.
hole they couldn't get out of
Yeah.
because of injuries
And they have a good team.
and exactly. And I mean some of their big players were out for a big chunk of the season. And they lost a lot of players. I mean, the salary cap came and hunt them down this year,
Mhm.
and of course, we know
Shout out to
Ricky
MLS.
Pugh being injured.
Yeah.
But they just got healthy and hot at the right moment, and they took advantage, like you said. I mean, they were like, "Hey, this is the only opportunity we have. Let's take it."
Yeah.
And for the Dynamo, it's been different because they don't know what their starting lineup was, till maybe a couple days, weeks ago. So yeah, it's interesting, but again,
Nagamura vibes.
yeah, you're just trying to figure it out at this point. But anything else that we didn't miss on this so far, Madeline?
No, I
No?
don't think so. No.
Because I was gonna throw it back to Christian, because I mean Christian loves talking, so we have to get him back to him. But
I'm with-
Chris, what's your orange divination? It's been a minute since you've hit us with one, so think of something real fast. Let me see what Jeff said. One fact about, no, I guess I'll put it on here. One fact about Houston, LA history: Houston can keep the lights on historically better for the. Yep, that's true. Let's see. Yeah, Will says we still figuring it out. I'm telling you, it just
100%.
it's not there yet. It's not there yet. But
I mean, there still will be with Reigns and McGlynn going out.
and again, it went to the same thing about Pablo Ortiz, right? Pablo Ortiz ends up getting injured. It seems like okay, we finally have a pairing with Ortiz and Carlos, and one guy goes out. So it's like all kind of figuring out. You can definitely tell that Escobar's struggling fitness wise. He returned, but he hasn't been there yet. Yeah, they won the crystal ball. What's up, Chris?
Houston needs to cleanse, bro. We need to bring a freaking witch and just a little,
Yes.
freaking. I don't know what they do, but
They're dropping like
Bro,
flies.
yeah, it's crazy because I remember a couple of years back we were talking about how Houston was one of the healthiest teams, and we like not only them but like everybody praised the league, would praise the Houston Dynamo of how good their whatever is sports science or whatever the heck they want to call it. But everybody was healthy. Everybody kind of took care of themselves. Everything was great and beautiful and awesome. And now literally every other week, like you see a guy going down or not finishing a game, or I mean, think about like as Ben said, the revolving door of center backs. Like it's insane because there hasn't been a pair for more than 2 games.
Yeah,
I mean,
you mentioned it from the very beginning. You had to start and goalkeeper go down. Your backup went down. You went to your third string. You had to bring, Pedro Cruz eventually playing, and you have to get a Jonathan Bond. I mean,
5 different goalkeepers.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 different starting goalkeepers for the Houston Dynamo. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But Chris, give us something, man. Give us something that we can look at for this game.
I think we're gonna see. Oh, there's no Jack McGlynn.
There's no pencil for LA Galaxy, so it's better.
That's what's gone. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, pencil,
Suspended or is he out?
No, Ghana.
Okay, Ghana.
I think we're gonna see another game that with 4 goals or more.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Favor
at least we. No, I don't know. At least it's gonna be a fun night because there's gonna be goals. Hopefully, funner for us than for them. But I think it's multiple
so hit
goals.
hit the over.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
over
right.
4.
Over 4. Manny, what's your prediction for this game, man? How are you feeling? I know this is not your favorite LA team here that the Dynamo are facing. But what do you think the result's going to be here?
Nah, I think it's gonna be hard to determine what. It all depends as well, of course, we're going to talk about the new additions, if they're going to be ready or not for this game. I hope so. I think one of them should be, since it's on claimed on waiver. So hopefully that should be done. If we have that new player and sort of played as we did the first 75 minutes against St. Louis, I think we will cause LA Galaxy problems for sure. And I think it just determines if the one missing piece from Penso tips the scales for us, not having that attacking threat going through us, and we should be more solid and have that defense and not crumble, hopefully. But I think I'm looking at a 2-1 to Dynamo. That's what I think the game should go.
You know, it's funny because now you made me think, Madeline. Madeline's making me think because my brain wasn't wired that way at 9:45 p.m. apparently. But yeah, I mean, you don't have McGlynn and you don't have Brooklyn Reigns. So who are they starting? You know, those are starters for now.
Urso
You
will
got
go in.
Orso and I guess maybe
The new
Bassi
player?
makes it back.
No,
You
I
think
think
Bassi
the
makes it
follow
back?
No, it's
Bassi,
Urso.
I think
Yeah,
with Bassi,
it's gotta be
but I think
also for Reigns for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Orso for Reigns. But I'm saying like
Kovalchik.
Kovalchik goes back in the
Yeah.
lineup.
Yeah.
Holmes gets starts.
would
I
be a
mean,
good
that could
one.
be
Yeah.
another option.
Yeah, Holmes, Kovalchik. Yeah, that's true.
I started to think because I'm like my prediction, but yeah, I mean those are because those players are very different, right? I don't think there's nobody. I mean,
no
Orso,
creative.
yeah,
I mean, Brooklyn can go in and out with Urso. The one that
Yes.
it's hard to replace
and
just for the
McGlynn.
quality is
Yeah, kind of like
McGlynn.
how would you play, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Doing free kicks, corner.
Yeah, because normally when McGlynn's out, they play Bassi, and Bassi does the
Bassi's
set
like the
pieces.
penalties,
So
yeah,
will they
everything.
just have Bassi on to do the set pieces, even though he might bring the team down? Or like, who does it if Bassi's not on and McGlynn's not there?
that's true. That's
I mean,
true. It's a lot. It's a
No,
lot
no,
because
no.
that
putting
made
putting
it
a
interesting.
putting a ball in the box is not rocket science.
Yeah.
So
Let's
who
just
does
say
it?
that the
Man,
team,
just
yeah,
saying.
that's like the team is better without Bassi playing a lot of minutes. I mean,
Obviously,
that's a fact.
There's a different quality to the touch that McGlynn has. Like there's a like that's when you get really nerdy and specific when it comes to like really specific soccer things. Like
Of course.
how you gonna kick the ball, the spin on the ball.
I mean,
if
that's
he's a lefty, what direction you go? Second post, first post. If you want just a guy to kick the ball, I mean, I can go in and kick the ball and put it in the box. But if you want to
can't,
get technical and and
We may have
spin
to
it,
talk to Dynamo. Can we borrow the Shell Energy
Are you-
Stadium?
Yeah.
So we can.
just give me a couple of days. I'll get back. and
But
check.
well, all that to say that I feel like every single home match, I tend to, put my money on the home team. I feel like I want to be negative and say they're going to lose just so maybe that it's a reverse psychology jinx, like they actually win.
I feel like
no.
every time you went to the game, they lost.
That is true.
I
Maybe
feel that too. I feel that too.
I should stop going to the games as well.
I'm
And,
just saying.
No, I'm gonna go with a win. I do believe that the Dynamo can do it. I think
They
they
should be
have
able
to
to.
do it. And when the games that they're seeing, and I've said it from last game, right? Kind of having to bounce back after losing to San Jose at home. Obviously got kick-started at St. Louis. So I do believe that they'll get another match under the belt because they need it. They really, really need it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think 2-1 for the Houston Dynamo. Chris, you're the last one. Did you already say yours?
Yeah, I didn't say a number. I did say more than 4 goals, but I'm actually going with a 2-1, 3-1 Dynamo.
All right. And then
Yeah.
Madeline, did you give a
I think
scoreline?
2-1.
2-1 as well?
Yeah, I don't see any more goals happening than that with what's his name, McGlynn being out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that sounds fair. Let's hopefully come back.
Just a win.
Uh, Yeah, on Monday. Who cares how they do it? Even if it's
1-0. That's fine.
10-9. Who cares, man? Do it.
Yeah.
Just win by 1.
I'll
That's
take
all that matters. Who cares? No, what's it? 5 Femi on goals, but you still win. Who cares, man? We can do
Bro.
it.
For the first time ever in my life, I'm gonna defend Femi and say none of those goals against Seattle were Femi's fault.
They kept it too far away from him.
You know what happens with Femi, in my opinion? I don't want to read into this or become a psychologist, but I feel like he gets really into like the practical stuff about the game. Like, because every time I was kind of watching him on those goals and another place, he's always like, screening, which you're supposed to, right? But he's very like by the book player. He's not really like free. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and I apologize, but I'm trying to, not go at him strong. Yeah. But I feel like the kid, he's very by the book in a way, and he plays kind of like very systematic, like very like rigid. Yeah, very rigid, very squares. Like his runs are very like in straight lines type thing, and he's always like positioning his body to like what is the right thing to do type thing.
Yeah.
Just because I also watch his YouTube, or I've seen some of his YouTube videos where he actually goes on his highlights and he kind of breaks down his positives and mistakes.
Is he hard on himself like we are as well?
He's pretty hard on himself, which I give him props because yeah, I don't know if he should talk shit about me. He probably doesn't. He probably doesn't hear this. But I just want to say that Femi, he had nothing to do. But I mean I appreciate obviously the effort that he puts in. But he was shit at times, and that's okay. You learn.
We're doing great in time
But
so
don't
far.
play.
As Dago said, the first goal was 1,000% on Femi. Thank you, Dago, for looking at that. But anyways, we'll move on. We do have still a couple things to touch on the Houston Dynamo and Houston Dynamo 2. But they've been asking about the Leagues Cup final. Might as well touch on it since it is over. MLS wins, right? Seattle winning. Everybody wanted that.
Yep.
I told you guys I was the only one that predicted Inter Miami, and so I wanted just to be right. It's one of those. I just wanted to be correct. I'm glad I wasn't. The Seattle, atmosphere just obviously really good all the time. They do everything right. I mean, they were telling people to bring their Messi jerseys to get what's it called, Road Rock.
I love that.
Yeah, jersey. I mean, everything Seattle does is so good. But of course, it wasn't just about the match. It was a lot of the events after that. You get Busquets starting to punch. I think he punched who? Obded?
Yeah, Obded, yeah.
Obded. Then you had, Suarez. Dude, he's 40-something years old now. Like
37.
And I know. 40-something years old.
He looks 40-something.
He does.
He looks rough for his age.
There's cameras everywhere, man. This is 2025. Like, you're not gonna get away with stuff like that anymore. He barely got away with biting somebody. I mean,
the legend killing.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. I love all this stuff here. But I mean, isn't it incredible that he has the audacity to like spit at someone? I mean, Christian. No. There's people out there saying, "Oh, it's because he's South American." That's not a South American thing. That's a dirty.
That's an asshole thing.
Yeah,
I mean, there's good people in South America, but like no, Chris. I mean, Messi, he's not Messi. Suarez, he's just a bad loser. I mean, watch him every time he loses. He doesn't know how to lose.
My favorite, I've liked Suarez. Obviously, he played in Barcelona before he started biting a bunch of people. Why not? And he probably did it with the international.
I mean, he had issues with a lot of people.
But if you go back and seeing, like, remember the World Cup that he, like, saved it with his hand. Yeah. That's, to me, is like, dude, okay, I understand. That, to me, is like a passionate soccer player that doesn't want to lose. Yes. And that's part of the,
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game. You stick out a hand, you save the goal, or the ball from being a goal, you get red carded, and they get justice, right? They get a penalty, and they saved that penalty.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no, they missed the penalty.
Well, they missed the penalty. Yeah. I understand they saved it, but I mean,
crossbar.
Yeah. So he does. They move on, right? And that's okay. That's 1,000% good. I love it. I give them props. It sucks you don't get to play the next game, but you know what? You help your team move on. But every time that things like this happen, and it's not just a Suarez thing. We've seen other people do it. However, Suarez, it's notable for stuff like this. I mean, what do you think the suspension is going to be? He just retire at this point? I mean, FIFA needs to step in, and I mentioned this because, Madeline, we know how much the league loves Inter Miami, right? They love Inter Miami, and they'll do. I mean, granted, at this point, it's owned by Inter Miami. Well, what are you thinking? You think that he gets a big penalty? That they just tell him, "Hey, you don't play Leagues Cup," and he's like, "Well, hell, that was my last Leagues Cup. Who cares?" So, what do you think they should do?
I read online that since it's separate from like MLS and CONCACAF and everything, it will be next year when their suspensions play out. And I think, I don't know, 3 games, if that. Like, I think he'll retire before he has to serve anything, or they'll forget about it.
Give him life sentence. Give him a life sentence. So he always has to serve that everywhere he goes, man. It's gross. It's nasty, man. And like, again, it just looked bad because everybody kind of just started losing their head. The only one that seems to stay kind of classy Messi. I mean, Messi. I know that he does like to get into
He,
fights,
he just talks.
push and shoves, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not dirty like that.
I don't
Yeah.
mind people talking because words don't really hurt. So talk all you want and talk shit and call me whatever you want to call me, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
don't get
Don't do that again, Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to punching people or acting like you're tough, and I mean, the guy that he did it to wasn't a guy that is gonna whoop his ass. With all due respect to the older guy, it was an older guy. You know what I mean? Like it was an old man.
If this, I'm trying to think. Obviously, like the suspension that like Héctor Herrera got was CONCACAF based, so he missed 3 games in general, right? I mean, that's
should be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Because-
that's what it was.
Because
he
MLS
didn't-
falls under CONCACAF.
Correct. So I think it wasn't like an MLS ruling, like in Hector's
Yeah.
case. So I mean, that could be the case, as
But-
Madeline said. It could be a CONCACAF thing.
It-
So
It's
I hope it is.
it's
difficult.
interesting because right here on the rules of red cards, but if it was during the game, it's just that it literally says right here on the Leagues Cup rules, biting or spitting at someone grants a 6 or
they
or
call that
more,
the Luis Suarez rule. It just
Look-
says Luis
So
Suarez.
say what does it say
6
afterwards?
or more matches suspension
For
There you
what?
go.
from Leagues Cup. But it's like, but we gotta think of it. Leagues
Don't
Cup
even play
is,
six.
it's part of MLS. So
That's what I
MLS,
thought.
yeah,
It's a
so
made up tournament.
Yeah, it's made up by MLS and Liga MX. So
Yeah,
if he's
No,
gonna
but
serve
but
that, serve-
CONCACAF owns it. I mean,
exactly.
like
It's under the
CONCACAF
CONCACAF jurisdiction.
exactly
Yeah.
because obviously that's how they let them play in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So
Exactly.
I mean, to me, it's like okay, give them 5-6 game suspension starting like this weekend when they play again, type of thing, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be hard on that. I
Because-
mean, what happened with Mascherano being on the phone with his head coach?
Nothing.
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 yeah.
You know,
well, no, according to Leagues Cubs, it's okay, but that's in the rules. But I don't know. It's
Didn't Jesse Marsh get all? Well, I guess this League's Cup is different, but like Jesse Marsh got a whole investigation about it when it came. It wasn't even true that he was doing that.
Yes.
They're just gonna
Yeah.
let
He was
let
fine.
Miami get away with anything.
yeah, but
it's crazy. I mean, hopefully, yeah.
Dustin said they meet in a couple of weeks. So then if they're suspended, because it's not just Suarez that needs that suspension, because
It's,
it was
Busquets as
multiple
well.
players.
Mhm.
And so then Miami comes with half their squad. The rest are like academy boys that they sign on 1-game contracts.
Yeah.
I saw a really good picture, not a good picture, but a really funny picture of my boy. What's his name? Freaking freak. Kid that played for Boca Juniors, and he plays for Miami. He's a right back.
Wonder something.
Wagan, Chelo
Wagan.
Wagan, and he has somebody in the headlock like this, and you see the top
He's
of the
like
guy's
doing
head,
the old school, like,
and then like his other hand is like balling up, like he's gonna punch. I thought it was hilarious, just because of that other picture that happened earlier, like in the season, when somebody was like trying to fight Messi, and then he like stands up and he's like this in front of like 6 guys. I just thought it was funny. He's always there defending. The
and again, they're a darling. I mean, Miami's doing good, but I mean, when you don't win,
Miami, LAFC.
so how much? I mean, at this point, Seattle's should get more of the love in general. I
Yeah.
mean, we know how good Seattle is, and we can. We don't want to make this a Seattle podcast by any means, but if you
I
are a
hate
Houston Dynamo fan, if you are a FC, I mean, whatever team in the MLS, pretty much wants to be what Seattle is, right? I mean, just from what they've won, like everything that they
the
bring,
history, their
atmosphere.
fans.
Right. So, I mean, I don't think what other team would not want to be that. I mean, even like a Philly, even a Columbus Crew, maybe a Galaxy would be the only one. But even then, I mean, they don't have the international titles that Seattle has. So, I think everybody, that is who every MLS team wants to be like. I mean, everybody that's here on the Bayou Banter, chat. If you don't want to be like a Seattle, then you're not doing things right. You're not wanting the team to thrive and become that. But too much of Leagues Cup, man. Too much of Inter. Come on. Let's go ahead. We're doing good on time for having 4 people in here, so I'm glad everybody's still awake. Thank you for joining us, everybody here. Everybody, apart from Madeline, Manny, and Chris. But let's go ahead and talk of the players that have come in. They just recently announced, being today, Houston Dynamo acquired Sergio Santos. Houston, what is it? Off waivers. So Santos under contract through the remainder of this year with a club option of 2026. Some people mention about, oh my God, the Dynamo are going to have to pay $900,000 for this guy. No, that's not. Yeah, big bites. I love it. So no, basically, I think I was trying to look for the Asher Mendelson. He did kind of explain what it was. Yeah, you have that?
It was on the chat. No, I don't have it running. Sorry.
I got it. No worries. I got you. Be fast for you right here. I got it. So yeah, the waiver process. This is from Asher Mendelson on X. He mentions how from the waiver process allows us to acquire him for a fraction of his cap hit in 2025. Plus, he does not take an international spot. Big deal. I mean, obviously,
huge.
It's a good reinforcement. He's a really good player. Obviously, yes, he is. He got released by Cincinnati, but I mean, Cincinnati has been moving all sorts of pieces. They're trying to take the next step. I mean, they've been a very good team the last 3-4 years. But they want to win. They want to win titles. I mean, who cares if you're a good team if you don't win anything? So at this point, they keep reshuffling to try to get it right. Yeah, he hasn't played much this year. He hasn't scored a lot of goals this year. But, I mean, the guy can play. He reminds me a lot of like a Fafa Picault. And I know maybe some people are not big fans of him, but he's better. Like, he's actually – I know Christian loves Fafa. That's why I said Fafa. But
he don't eat.
But no. I mean, I think this guy, he has the qualities that would honestly benefit this team. I think he's definitely a better dribbler than Fafa was. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I mean, again, this is all. Yeah, who knows? Dago says Pat only made those signings to shut the fans. I don't know, man. We don't.
I think the moves were made before because you can't just sign them in a week. And maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a lot to say. But yeah, continue. It's my bad, dog.
No, you're fine. So to me, I find that it's a good signing. I mean, yes, people are gonna be up in arms about like, oh my God, they didn't spend money to bring such and such from European League. LAFC brought Son. Why can't you bring him? Like those are weird conversations to have, and I think people don't understand. And before McGlynn, blows the casket. What are your thoughts on Sergio Santos, or maybe the signings that didn't happen? Are you sad about it, Madeline?
What is your take on this?
Honestly, I have been so busy. I haven't even looked at, and the new transfers, they happen so fast today that I don't even know, but they look good. Their signings, everyone's like, I don't care who you sign. Just sign someone. And they sign someone, and then it's, why didn't you sign Neymar?
Bingo. Yeah.
Come on.
And the other signing that you're mentioning is Jamaican defender Damion Lowe. Yes, another free agent. Of course, people are going to be like, "Oh man, you didn't spend money on this guy. Why?" I mean, they're trying to get it right. But yeah, he's under contract for 2025, club options through 2027. This guy's actually decent. I know that he's coming from Saudi Arabia, but I watch enough Gold Cup to have seen him play. He's a big dude. I think he's like 6'4". He's lanky. Kind of what it seems like they continue to get for center backs, and that's fine if you're using this as purely a depth piece. I mean, you really don't lose anything by bringing him in because you can get rid of him at the end of the season. Same thing with Sergio Santos. So, it's one of those that at the end of the day, it's all for depth. I have nothing against that, especially when it seems like you're finally kind of getting a hang of what your starting 11 looks like, and not because Ben doesn't know what his starting 11 looks like. It's more because it keeps changing because of injuries, because of setbacks, and so forth and so forth. But
also they have to start thinking about next year. It's not
that's what I was gonna say. It's interesting bringing another center back in.
Because I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, you can't spend so much money and having to move pieces. Yeah,
Barlow, Femi, Stair is probably not coming back. That's 3 center backs that are not going to come back next year. So you're gonna have to at least have somebody to be there for whenever the time comes and they do go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manny, were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
No, I think as well. I think right now he's a good because right now he's maybe going back into season with Saudi Arabia, so he's not really fresh, in peak condition. So I think he'll be good. I think since our defense, I think that's the position that's been like dropping like flies. He's been there just to cover the hopes until to at least someone gets fit. But I
Yeah.
think Sergio Santos, I think he's the one I like the most because I didn't wasn't really too convinced on Inali's performance against San Luis.
Mhm.
His dribbles, his take-ons was very bad, and no long passes, no crosses, and just very short passes. So it was nothing excited to. I think of that performance, he was a weak link in that forward line. And looking at Sergio Santos as like what he does and what he does, he's very good on progressive carries, the stat that Chris hates the most. And so he's really good on that and the assists. He's really good on making assists
Yeah.
and giving that to Ponce. So
I think
he'll be really
he's
good.
gonna surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't want to put like a high expectation to him and tell you, hey, he's gonna come and score a bunch of
No.
goals. But I think he's gonna be a better player than people
But he-
expected. Mm-hmm.
But he's fit. He's played the MLS, so
Correct.
he can slot in. So, but the only thing is I gotta learn the system, and so that's the only thing,
And there's another obviously incoming player as well. Obviously, we saw him in D2. We'll talk about him before I finish this though.
Everybody got excited.
Yeah, everybody got because I just want to finish with one thing that I didn't put on here was obviously the departure as well of Toyosi Olunsanya. Bust. I mean, he went out on a loan. What?
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
What do you
He ain't
guys? I
coming back.
mean,
he gone.
people
He
are going to
gone.
complain about his. Obviously, yeah, he's definitely not coming back. I mean, his contract is over in the summer. I mean, by the time he makes it back, unless he scores a bunch of goals and comes back and clicks right away. But what do you make of him? I mean, people complain that he didn't get a lot of playing time, which is true. But when he did get playing time, did you see enough to be like, oh no, Ben is wrong for doing this, or the team is wrong for doing this?
No, we didn't see anything super special. Like, I really don't think we did. We have Gabe on the bench. I'm not going to say he'll be like a Gabe Siegel stan, but like we have Gabe on the bench. So she wasn't doing anything extra special. I like this move for him. I like the Doncaster Rovers. So, no, it was not worth what the fans were making it out to be.
Also, I think people get confused a lot that the chances are 1 in the field, and that's not the reality. The chances for you to play are 1 in the training, like in the training. Yeah. So if you're not good at training, you will never see light of day in a stadium. So all this talk like, oh, he never got a chance, Broski, when you come in as a secondary, as a backup to any position, any minute that you get, you have to blow it up. And like Madeline said, the few minutes that he got, that's when he needed to prove himself. Either make an extra run, or you hustle harder, or do this or do that. And we didn't see anything of substance to say, like, you know what, this guy could be it. Like she said, Gabe Siegel has done a lot more, in my opinion, to deserve a spot, because every time he goes in, he hustles. Like, you see his drive to want to be there, to want to play. And I feel like Toyosi was probably better physically. I mean, he's a taller guy. He was probably faster. I don't know about his dribbling, but when Gabe Siegel went in and he got an opportunity against New York City, he went in and he did his job. 2 goals, that's it. And you every time the kid goes in, he hustles, he grinds, he freaking throw, head first, going everywhere. And I think that's where, because he knows I'm not gonna get minutes because there's a starter to begin with, which is Ponce. And then if they wanted a backup, you have another number 9. He literally wears the number 9, Lingard, that he's going to take that spot. So I'm technically the 3rd if I'm Siegel, right? So every time that I get, I will, I'm a box 9, not like Lingard, that he's a floater, maybe false 9, whatever that means. And he kills himself. Toyosi, he obviously didn't send out in, wherever in training. Also, it's hard to come from a country in a different league to come to the to this league, get acquainted with everybody, get acquainted to the process, get acquainted to the fact that you have to run. I mean, we saw what's his face, the Paraguayan striker. He was good. He scored 1,000 goals.
Yeah.
But as soon as Ben Olsen said, "Hey, like I need you to defend," he just couldn't because he couldn't acclimate to that, and the guy had to leave. He had to walk out as a DP, as a guy that has scored like 15 goals in the previous season, as a guy that maybe was really good at in the box, but sometimes the team needs something more out of you, and I think it's fine. I mean, the guy, it's not freaking Messi. It's Toyosi that we had no idea who the fuck he was until he showed up in the radar. I mean, let's be honest. Me, I don't know anybody, but
and it was difficult. And I know, Madeline, you keep seeming like you want to
My
say
bad.
something. Feel free to jump in, man. You can
Yeah,
always
cut
cut
me
him
off.
off.
You're good. You're
You can
good.
always- But I was gonna say that, to your point, Chris, is the type of strikers, right? If you're playing a backup, and we've seen this for every other position out there, right? Why we always kind of mention, well, why don't they play Daniel Steres? He's a center back, but now his position is a left back. And if you're playing the strikers, I think Ponce and Siegel, they're similar in style per se, like that kind of like more number 9, central number 9. When Toyosi was more of first of all, we thought he was coming to replace Ali on the wing.
yeah, I thought he was gonna.
But once you saw the way that he plays, that he has no. If Ali struggled dribbling, Toyosi can do two
He's a runner.
touches and loses it. Exactly. So they're not gonna sit here and play Wilmer Cabrera, counterattack match. So it was just never gonna benefit him at the end. And this is one that obviously we were able to talk to Pat before it was announced, but those are the ones that he's gotten wrong in the past. And I mean, it's a part of it, right? Like, you can't get every single transfer as much as you want it to be work out every single time. It just doesn't happen. And this is definitely a buzz. And Mr. Tobar says, well, at this point, do you at least try to sell him? I mean, technically, you can sell him.
Yeah.
You can.
Get your money back at least. If anything.
But he needs to be really, really good the rest of the year with the team he went to. Yeah. And when he comes back, if somebody's asked for him, get your money back.
Or even that same team, they might want to keep him, and then that's where. But yeah, not everything is as easy as we make it to seem, guys. Like there's levels to like buying and selling players. Like it's not just like, hey, I got money, let's go buy him. And also, like, you look at the pockets that Houston Dynamo has, they don't have deep pockets. So I don't know, like, you have to understand, like LA, like for example, LAFC, they go and they buy Son or whatever. I mean, they have 1,000 investors, owners, and all these people, right? That they're willing to drop money because they see the brand as the brand, and they know this is
American Express card don't bounce. Clearly, huh?
Exactly, right? But then when you have one sole like guy, right? That obviously you have to remember, for a lot of people, this is a good investment opportunity, is a good business. So you can't blame the guy that owns the Houston Dynamo for not treating it like a business. Yeah, we all are passionate. I think, we even said it, not to like, go and praise him, but I mean, he spent like $15 million with like I don't know, bringing in Nali, Ponce, or whatever the heck.
Well, and I was gonna bring this to money also about like, but maybe that's not the end game for the Dynamo, right? I mean, they've done well bringing Mikael, they've done well bringing Felipe, Pedro. I mean, some of these guys on the down low, Brooklyn Reigns. I mean, there's some players that they've become starters, and they've done a good job, haven't they, Manny?
Yeah, I think you're trying to find as well. You're trying to find, it's a good balance, because you're trying to find a good instant talent, DP signings, a good signing that will help you, but also you're trying to find good young talent. Andrade, who wasn't anyone's, like, everyone thought he was going to be just a D2 player, and he just jumped up to starting every game. Mikael, I remember the first season, y'all were like, nah, he gonna be no MLS starter, and then
I didn't see him.
I agree with that. We didn't know him. That's the thing. There's a lot of players that were coming, and we were like, really? Okay. Like, we didn't know what some of those guys were going to provide, but you could see quite quickly that he was a talented player. He was a different guy. And that's, like you mentioned, Felipe. And there's a lot of talks about like D2, and you know what, let's go ahead and move into D2. But, a lot of talks about D2 and like the homegrown system, and, South Americans coming in and taking the roles that
they're taking our jobs.
But I mean, the players that they're bringing are very good quality players. I mean, we see like young players, hungry players that at the end of the day, they're coming in for very, very cheap. And if you can, sell a Mikael for, 10 times what you bought him for, why not do that? Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good players out here. But just to mention on Houston Dynamo 2, they earned 2 crucial points, defeating top seeded St. Louis City 2 in penalties. That boy right there, Pedro Santos, I think he blocked 2 penalties.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And that picture right there was taken by Aldo Canales. He takes fantastic pictures. We also had Hector Gaboa. Sorry, bro.
Gamboa?
I think that sounds right. Taking pictures as well. And D2 guys are always loving the picture that we post out there. But their next game, they have a couple days off. They'll be playing September 14 at 4 p.m. against Colorado Rapids.
That's a tough one
over there. Yeah, very tough one. I mean,
they had number 1 and number 2 seed.
The rest of their schedule. But the big news here, and I don't have a picture of it, Mr. Nelson Quiñones, after about a year and 8 months, it's back. I mean, he mentioned it. I told you guys on the chat. Dustin didn't believe me. I said, man, somebody posted a video. Somebody posted a video.
Even said.
Well, somebody posted a video, and it was like, in Spanish, he just said, like, I'm a surprise for Galaxy. And so now at this point, I mean, he got playing time. I mean, you don't really want to kill him against Galaxy either. But
yeah,
it's just good news, Madeline, to finally have him back, right? At least see him be out there.
I was nervous at first when they told us that he just did some shooting. And I was like, oh my, like he's getting us excited for nothing. And then when he subbed on, I was like, yes, Nelson, yes. And so I was trying to figure out, obviously, like the camera isn't as good as when you're watching normal MLS. So I was trying to figure out, and then like if a player went down, I was like, please not be Nelson, not Nelson. Nelson needs to stay up. But he took some good shots. Yeah, I'll be happy to see him back. It'll be interesting if they like if Dynamo, I don't know if it's a tied game, do they want to bring Nelson on so I don't know how that will work with Galaxy, if he can actually be on or what.
Yeah, I think I mean, he only played 15 minutes. He came in on the 75th minute. Let me see who. Yeah,
15 for 15. D2. Yeah. So how much does he actually get?
A guy that scored a goal as well, Tomas Romero. He's been playing very well. He was subbed off. Yeah, apparently he wasn't feeling all that great. That's why he got subbed off. But I mean, it's good to have Quiñones back. I mean, we know he has the potential. He's shown flashes. I don't think he was great like at his peak when he left and got injured, because he was always up and down. We talked about this, Chris, like it was like, man, he was doing all right. Then he did really, really, really bad. And then right before the contract was over, this guy became Cristiano Ronaldo on the wing and was just.
They always do that. Dorsey.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so then he gets paid, and then
I thought you have a bigger list, Chris. You just say Dorsey.
No, well, I mean, because I mean, those are the ones that stood out to me. But I mean, everybody that is in a contract year, they usually step it up because it is literally their livelihood. So
yeah, the only thing, to Madeline's point, if he does appear for the Galaxy, it would make sense if he would appear at least on the bench. I don't know if you play him, but at least give him that opportunity, just because, like, there's no game for Dynamo 2 for 2 weeks. So, I mean, that's the only thing, I mean, we've seen Steris. I mean, he's been hurt out with a hip injury all season. You can just bring him in to be on the bench if you need him in, as we've seen in the past, right? Them doing that. But as far as risking him and playing him, no, I wouldn't. Unless you're winning 5-0 and you want to throw him, the last minutes of, added time, I'm okay with that. Just so he gets that feeling of being back. But I didn't get to watch the entire D2 game, so obviously he didn't touch the ball a lot in the last 15 minutes. So it'd be a matter to see how different he looks. I mean, it's almost been 2 years. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's a win, right, for him to be back on the field once more. 100%. So, yeah, I mean, anything else we missed, guys? I think we pretty much hit everything. We're under an hour and 15 minutes, so we're doing pretty good on time. Madeline, say your piece. Anything that we missed, feel free. Money, anything that we missed?
We're making playoffs. I'm joking.
Hey, you know what? Let people believe, man. Let people believe. I would say, Chris, say your mind, but I mean, we're gonna be here for another hour if I open that can of worms. I'm kidding.
How long you got? You got 5 minutes?
But if not, man, tell the people.
Did we talk about our meeting? Not our meeting, our interview.
We did.
Okay, good.
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
In the beginning, yes.
But yeah, we did.
I just want to
So-
say a quick shout out to. I don't want to get into it because if I do get into it, I'm gonna get into it. So I'll let it be. But like who was it? Hercules Gomez was the one with the
Hercules.
tweet. Eat one. I don't work for you. So we'll leave it at that. I just want to say that. Just want a quick shout out to my boy Luis. I don't know if he's watching or not, but I got some really good feedback from him from that interview. Me and him are always trying to push each other into like become better humans or better men. And he kind of came back at me with some constructive criticism, and he felt that I kind of backed off whenever Pat kind of came back at me when I told him about the 5 coaches, and he was like, "Oh, you're trying." So, but it was obviously the question wasn't going there. It was all about like the whole. You have 5 coaches on the bench. Like, why can't we just have one good idea type thing? But also the first question, I wasn't pandering to the man. 2 things, right? He's literally a legend. He won the 2 championships in Houston. He was there and he won them. Just in case people forgot, like
he's in the Mount Rushmore of the Dynamo, man.
I mean, I think people have like little memories at
it's
times.
called an icebreaker.
And they and then point number 2, it's called a fucking icebreaker. Sorry. But when you have somebody that that you're trying to interview, obviously you want to get them comfortable. We didn't know him, he didn't know us, and so you obviously want to get the conversation started in a good way, in a positive note. And I was honestly genuine, like I was starstruck in a little bit, but also I was there for business, and I hope that I did what I wanted to do, which was try to go hard on him, whatever that means, because obviously there's a lot of talk about going hard on these conversations and stuff like that, but nobody is really there for the press conferences. So this is my
over there rolling.
Yeah, because I mean, this is my invite that Bayou City Soccer, we do it here out of passion, out of love, and we are not journalists, by trade. We all have regular jobs. We all have 9 to 5s. Some of us work harder than others, or not harder than others, but like we have different jobs, right? We have different jobs and we do different things. And I think the love that we put into this project, like sometimes it gets recognized and sometimes it doesn't. And I know that I shouldn't be talking to whatever haters or whatever, but I just want to say that I appreciate everybody that supported us, watching the video that went out or that was there, and the people that are going to go to the next videos that we do at We Got Soccer. And we appreciate everybody. So go to BayouCitySoccer.net. That's where you're going to find everything, all the content that we do. You can support us there. My battery is about to my computer, so that's stopping me as well. But if you give me another hour, I will talk. Bayou City Soccer, at Bayou City Soccer, guys. Instagram, Facebook, X, Blue Sky. You can check us out there, and you can just shout out to We Got Soccer. Shout out to Ugly Guppy, and shout out to Elotes Bravos for always being a huge help to us and providing us space and gear and everything that they do to get out there and show you guys what the soccer community in Houston is about. So thank you guys.
Absolutely. No, I think you hit it on the dot, man. Yeah, some people mentioned about it. It's honestly about the way you ask questions, right? It's just you can ask the same questions, but you can be kind of polite about it in that sense. And I think that's what we try to do here at Bayou City. Like we understand it's people don't go to my job and ask me hard questions. Like that just I mean, they can ask them, but you don't have to be too condescending. But to finish off, Madeline, big game Saturday. You'll be there. You're gonna be talking to fans. Should they be looking for you? Do we have to give you more stickers if they were running low on your side of town? All right, there we go. So stop by if you see Madeline. Don't run away from her. Anybody that's out there, Carlos, I know Jay Hurtado is way too far, man. You need to come out here, man. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for the support. Jay Hurtado says supporting. Carlos mentions about great interview, by the way, Chris. No, hopefully we'll continue to do those. We'll plan to, again, I mentioned it earlier when we started about possibly having 2 more before the season's over. So we hope to have you guys join us at We Got Soccer when that time comes. We'll give you a heads up. But this is it for now. Hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll see you back Monday. Shout out.